Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Sumo Me, and Sumo Me is a really awesome tool that you can use on both WordPress and Squarespace. You can use it to capture emails, or you can use it for social media sharing, and there's a couple other data things that you can check out. And so to log into it, it's always going to like come up right here on your site, or you can actually change where that comes up, but there's just going to be a little blue tab and you can log in. So, and then this is going to come up when you're logged in and kind of messing around with it. And so we can actually check out the Sumo store. And these are the things that I've actually downloaded and kind of have messed with a little bit. And so they do have a paid version, but their free version has a lot of great tools anyways. And so for email, they have a list builder, which is basically a pop-up box. They have a scroll box, so a box that will come up like right here as people scroll down your page. A smart bar, which is essentially this bar up top. Squarespace has this built in, but for WordPress, that is a really great tool as well. And you know, maybe even some of the Squarespace people might like features on this one better. And then they have a welcome mat, which is it's just a page that pops up whenever people come and visit your page, and it can collect their email address for you. So you can also use analytics, and so these are tied in. Basically, the heat map will track wherever people click. So when they come to your website, it tracks where they click, and then content analytics is basically it sees how far people scroll on your pages, which is kind of nice. I messed with those for a little bit, but I decided it was just another stinking thing for me to look at and that I wasn't going to do anything with. So I deleted those. For sharing, I have not really messed with the image share or the highlighter. Mostly I do the share buttons, which is like the best thing in the entire world in my opinion. So definitely you want to download the share there. And then the discover traffic is actually like it allows you to be advertised on other people's blogs, and other people's blogs will be advertised like at the bottom of a post for you. I don't use that just because I don't like to do any advertising of other people's stuff on my page unless like I'm an affiliate for them and working with them, and if I really believe in their product. So we're going to go back to, we're just going to exit out of this. And so these are the ones that I have downloaded. And so I'm going to kind of start off with with the share bar, because I think this is like the best tool in the entire world. And so it is, you know, well, here, let me actually exit out of it and I'll go to a blog post so I can show you guys that. So I have the share bar set up to be right along here, and it'll take a second to load. So this is Sumo Me. And then down here, I also have it set up. So this is also Sumo Me. So if we click on this and go to the share, so you can see this is the clicks or whatever. And so we can go to settings. And this is where you're going to do most of the messing around. And so they have all kinds of different services available. And you know, sometimes I mess around and kind of experiment to see what's getting the best sharing. And I actually, like, I always want to put my post on StumbleUpon, and it's just easier for me to go in and change this. But I was just lazy the last couple times and just left it up there. And I like having Buffer and Twitter, and of course like Pinterest and Facebook. Google Plus, I go back and forth on. I like just posting it there, but I never actually have anybody share it there, and I don't do anything on there. So you can mess around with these. So you can kind of sort the order that you want it to be in. So you can do either smart mode or manual mode, and so that will kind of change it to optimize it for the most shares. You can decide how many services should be displayed on the bar. You can change the background color, so you can enter in your own hex code. And this one is actually for the very top here. And then the one down here is for all of this part. So you can actually you can get rid of the background color and like press cancel, and it will change it all to these the regular colors of those, like the icons. And then you can change it to like square, rounded, or circle. And obviously you won't be able to see that because mine are white. And then you can also make it small, medium, or large, depending on just what you think looks best on your website. And so then, like, this is a brand new post, so it hasn't been shared 20 times yet. So you can set this to only show the count when it hits so many shares. All right, so then we can go to, so yes, we want to, and it always makes you save it anytime you go to a new page, or it will pop up with something. And so what's really nice is this does actually show up on mobile as well. And so you can see right here, this is where I want it to show up on mobile, just at the top here. You could set it to be down at the bottom. And then on your site, you have a whole bunch of different options on where you want it to show up. So this one and this one for sure will scroll down with the reader. And so then these ones are just, you know, this one would go like in between the content and the sidebar. And so on some layouts, like on some WordPress sites especially, you had to be careful to make sure it's not like covering this or it doesn't look goofy. I guess I just have found that I like this because it just works really well with my site, and then I like it down at the bottom because people do expect sharing buttons to be down at the bottom. And so that's just an easy place to put them as well. But you know, you can put them up here and have it be like at the top of the post too, if people just want to share it right away, or if you are doing a lot of Facebook share for share groups, it is kind of nice to have it up here too. But you can, I mean, you can select a whole bunch of these. You can have like, well, maybe not as many as you want, but you can have like one at the top, one at the bottom, and one at the side. So, and then you can also just have it down a bar on the bottom too, and I don't actually want that up there, but so then you can save that, and you know, you can do like tracking, and then these aren't that important, but I'm just going to go to display rules. So you can, like, I don't really want it to pop up on like my landing page because it looks kind of goofy and there's no like picture to share along with it. And so I have it to not show on like my landing page, and then there's just a couple of others not to share on, or not to show on. And so you can set that up as well. All right, and so we just save that, and then we're just going to go back. So that's the sharing tool, the social media tool that I use for this. And I don't actually use any of the email services anymore just because I've got lead pages, and I use just Squarespace's landing pages and their announcement bar. But like the welcome mat is a really great tool for those of you that are on WordPress that don't want to purchase a oh, what's it called? A landing, they don't want to purchase a landing page. You can get those, I think, for like $3 a month. So this is back from when I was on WordPress yet. And so just this page, it's just basically a blank page, and you can change the text here. And then it's just nice and simple. You ask for the email address, and then they have two options. They can either just go to the blog, or they can enter their email address. And then there's also a little arrow down here that will just click you down to the blog. And so you can customize these colors. If you want like the background to be a picture, then you have to pay for the full version. So you can also change like the fields. So if you want like a first name as well, then you can add that. You can, of course, change the behavior. And so you can actually have it a subscribe redirect URL. So if they do subscribe, you can send them to a new page. And then you can also, like, if somebody comes to your site frequently, you don't want it to pop up for them every single time. So you can set it to come up like after every 5 days. And if people have already subscribed, then you can toggle it off, or then it automatically doesn't show up for people who are subscribed. You can toggle it off if you still want them to see it. So maybe if you have a new content upgrade that's going to be sent to them, then you can also, like, so people don't always come to your homepage, obviously, when they're going to your site. So maybe you don't want them to, if you don't want them to see this, maybe like if they're already a subscriber and so they're going to like your library of content upgrades. So then you could add that to as a don't show rule, because obviously if they know the password to your content upgrade library, then you know, they don't need to be on your list again. So that's kind of how you use that. The smart bar, like I said, is another cool one. So I got quite a few subscribers. I guess I didn't use this smart bar. I used, I think, Hello Bar. And that, or no, I used Mail Munches bar was what it was. And so, but this is kind of nice if you're already using it. So you can you can always change the text on this, and you can change like what the button says, and you can change the color. And so again, you can change when it shows up, and you can change it so if it's, is it going to scroll with the reader, or is it going to hide as they scroll down? So that's another email tool. And then like this, so this one is obviously a pop-up, and I'm not going to walk you through all the steps of each of these because you're smart, and basically, you know, if I show you one, then you know what all the other ones do. So trying to X out of that. Yes, and lesson. All right. So this is just a pop-up, and so you can set it to, if you go to behavior, then they keep wanting to teach me things. They've added new things. Okay, so you can display after so many seconds, which is a really good idea because you want it to be, you want to give people a chance to actually look at whatever they came to look at before your pop-up comes up. And so I really like that feature. And then again, you can change it to not come up for a couple days if somebody has been on your site a couple times, yeah, a couple times this week. And then the last one is the scroll box. And so the scroll box is going to look really similar to the pop-up as far as the design goes. And what this one is going to do is it's going to pop up in like the corner over here, or you can set it to be basically in any of the corners. And so whenever anybody scrolls, it's going to come up as they scroll. So that's another nice one too. And that's a little bit less invasive in comparison to the pop-up. But it's also kind of similar to like the Hello Bar that's up top. But since it does pop up halfway through, like during the scroll, then it's a little bit, it forces people to look at it a little bit more. So this is totally one of my favorite tools. You guys should definitely go check this out because it's really helped me a lot as far as like social sharing. It's one of my favorite tools for social media sharing. I don't even bother with like the pin it, you know, scroll over the image or whatever anymore, just because these work so well. And I don't even bother with like the Squarespace sharing or any other sharing tools. So this is just really awesome, and it's really easy to use. So I definitely suggest this one. So go check that out, and it will work in both Squarespace and WordPress, which is awesome. So all right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.